I ended up, I bought that thing for 50,000 and I sold for 100,000, like 104,000, 4 years later. So I never knew you could make that. I know that's not normally how real estate is. It's not, you're not thinking quick money like that. It's more of a long-term investment, you know. Not that you can't, you know, flip and make quick money. A lot of different ways to make money in real estate, but so I was like, wow. So I ended up buying a house closer to where our restaurant was, and I lived there for, you know, quite a few years. But I got a nice, you know, block. My grandpa, my dad always said, make sure you get a block home. You don't have to worry about termites. You don't have to worry about, you know, hurricanes as much. You know, you got a good solid foundation. You know, and water damage with wood and stuff. So I always wanted everything I owned block. And then I met my wife living in that house. It was actually in Edgewater. I came from Port Orange, moved to Edgewater. My family had a restaurant out there. So when I got married, pretty much the day we got married, we bought our house together. My wife was very smart, you know, college book smart, and you know, she had her own money as well. So, you know, I didn't expect that either, to have someone that was on my level, you know, like, you know, that's how I used to think back then, you know. But anyway, she was very much on my level, and even better than me. But so we bought a beautiful house together at a young age. You know, she was in her 20s and I was probably 30. And we bought a house, you know, beautiful 2-story house on an acre in Port Orange, and I kept my other house and I rented it out. And so that was, you know, that was 2012 that I started renting my 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, and that started me in the renting. So I still have that house. I think I've refinanced that a couple times now and bought another one, and then a few years later refinanced it again, bought another one, you know. So I got into the rental business, and I learned, and my dad's amazing. He can build a car from the ground up, and he can build a house from the ground up. And I learned a lot from him. We always did everything ourselves. Same thing in the restaurant business. If something broke, whatever it was, we weren't calling nobody. We always did things ourselves. So that came in handy, you know. So I always did manage my own properties and any work that had to be done, you know. But then as I got older, I realized time is money as well. So sometimes, you know, it's okay, you know, you pay somebody for good quality work and time, you know, because then I had